traveled all around the world to see the meaning of our life. I want you coming through the door. You fill the room with joy. I could be a honey pie and save the world on the side just to see you smile. I would rather be with you, even if it means I'm through chasing glory, fame, and wealth. I would not be by myself. I would rather be with you, even if it means I'm through chasing glory, fame, and wealth. I would not be by myself.
So we have our pieces planed down for our rails, and what I'm going to be doing is, obviously we're going to get rid of this edge on here, so I kind of want to pick the best edge to start out with that I'm going to trim off. Now I'm going to have to do it with a circular saw, so we'll have to re-edge it on the table saw, plus before we put it all together we'll hit it with the jack plane. But this piece right here, there's some cracks up here along the sapwood. I want to get rid of that, and I want to keep as much heartwood into these pieces as I can, because the black cherry, that's the stuff that over time is going to really darken up. It's really pretty once it ages. But so anyway, now these boards right here, I see a lot of channels and all they show you is really big slab, really big logs, stuff like that. And for a lot of us, you know, we just don't have access to that stuff. So anytime I can score even a small log, this is about the minimum right here, about an 8-inch log be about the minimum. But anytime I can score something, I can even get a couple of boards out, it's worth it for me. Because these boards right here and the ones we have for the table, they came out of some firewood logs. So you just never know where your good sources are gonna be. Up here where I live, you wouldn't believe how many people are throwing nice black cherry right into the wood stove. It's constant. That makes me crazy when I see it, but people do have to heat their homes too, I guess, I'm told. It's not all about the woodworking or the projects you can do, which that's just bullshit. But that's just my opinion. But like I said, I see so much of this stuff end up in a wood stove. I see people taking 14-inch rounds and just splitting them up, and it's like, oh, I hate seeing it. And I used to do it myself, you know, until I got into the Alaskan sawmill and stuff like that. Before I had the band mill, I was just as guilty. But once you get the ability to cut boards for yourself, there's no such thing as firewood anymore. It's whatever's not good for woodworking, you'll put in the wood stove. But here it is. We'll get these processed down, all that good stuff. We'll go from there. Yeah, there's another little quick update video in the books for you guys, just showing what's going on this week here. Plugging away in this little project for the house for the boss lady and stuff like that. But the main point of this video tonight was like I said earlier, I see a lot of channels that are just doing phenomenal, massive slabs, things like that, and that's awesome. It's really cool. I tell you what, if you guys aren't familiar with Matt Cremona and that giant bandsaw he made and some of the logs he mills on that thing for his projects, that's amazing. That mill he made is, wow, that is something else. Just the just the ability of that guy to build that thing from scratch was amazing. It's electric. He did a good job with it. I'll tell you what, he did a really good job. But a lot of us don't have stuff like that at our disposal. I mean, I've got a good mill. I can cut up to 32 inches, which is plenty. But a lot of guys don't have that stuff. You're stuck buying lumber wherever you can for your woodworking projects, things like that. But you know, there's some things you could do to get yourself some free boards. So say you've got a small 6-inch log or something like that, and you want to get some boards out of it. If you have a bandsaw in your shop, you can make a couple jigs and saw yourself some boards and keep yourself in wood for projects for a long time doing things like that. I will tell you, if you can't notice tonight, awful lot of work here just to get a few finished boards for a project. I mean, there's a whole evening of planing, cutting, stuff like that, and we haven't even really gotten to build much for the project yet. I mean, we have the top, just have to sand the top, that's ready to go. But we're doing we're working on the face frame for that set of that bookcase there. So it takes a little bit of time, but it definitely is worth it. I mean, good hardwood is expensive to go and buy. These boards here, these came out of some firewood logs, and like I said earlier, I can't tell you how many beautiful firewood logs even I myself have cut up, thrown in the wood stove. I'm almost ashamed to say some of the stuff I've burnt over the years. But you know, that being said, you do have to heat your house, you know, one way or the other. You still have to heat it. But so that's where we're at. I've got to figure out, I've got a lot of vibration, and you wouldn't think it with as heavy as this building's built, but this tripod and camera setup, the iPhone I use, it picks up a lot of vibration on it. You know, and the GoPro doesn't. I can pretty much film just about anything with the GoPro without too much vibration. But this thing, it just travels right up these tripod legs and moves things just enough to be a pain. So we'll work on that. And also, hope you guys like the lighting in this video. The boss lady, she is working on a couple of projects of her own, and that's the only hint I'll give you, other than the fact that I tell you what, she is very creative. She's been doing some editing, and I'm looking at what she's doing, and I tell you what, it blows anything I'm doing right out of the water. But so we'll see what direction she goes with it, and if she decides to. She's been working at it a little bit, so I'll keep you guys posted as that progresses in case anybody's interested. I won't even tell you the subject matter yet, because I don't want to get my ass beaten when I go in the house. Nobody needs to see a grown man cry, you know, especially, you know, not me. But so anyway, that's where we're at. We're going to keep plugging away. We have the rails cut for the face frame of this thing. Tomorrow night, hopefully I'll have time to plane down the stiles. Those will be quite a bit longer, but probably what I'll do is cut those on the table saw first and then plane them down, just because they're going to be quite a bit longer. But so anyway, that's where it is. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned. We got a lot of stuff coming up. We're going to get back to, I've got to get the anvil and things set up down below. I've got to finish the big coal forge for those hinges, which that won't take too long to do. Plenty of work to do. Always plenty of projects. You guys see me bouncing around all over the place, but you got to keep in mind I hit things as I can, when time allows. So if I stayed out here 24/7 and just did all these little projects, my wife and kids would never see me. So definitely have to carve out some time for them once in a while. You know, we try to eat dinner together every night type thing and whatnot, and then usually after that I'm out here till some odd hours sometimes. But it's getting harder to stay up that late. I don't know if it's age creeping in or what the hell it is, but I'm actually starting to get to where I'm sleepy by 1 in the morning. That's just ridiculous. That's just not like me. So anyway, you guys have a good night. I will see you on the next one.